So this is the child who's an iPad addict, kind of, right? So yeah, this is an example of a trainee who they love their iPad. It says they'll sit on the toilet for the required interval length. So talking rapid toilet training, they'll sit happily for 30 minutes plus as long as they have the iPad. But then I don't have a powerful reinforcer that's really special when they pee or poop in the toilet. What should I do? So, I mean, first of all, if you've attended this entire workshop, you know I'm going to stop talking about reinforcers, but Pat and I would say, really? Like, is there anything else? Is there anything that was one singular amazing experience in their life in the past you could recreate? Is there something super special you can add? Okay, fine. We know sometimes there's not. Sometimes, in very few cases. So here's a solution that I've used in practice a couple times now for trainees who are iPad addicts. 2 iPads, baby, that's the trick. So what we do is we kind of we take one iPad and we make it a so-so, okay iPad. So it doesn't have their very, 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 very favorite iPad things to do on it. So if they have, a couple top apps that they love, or let's be honest, for most trainees, it's YouTube. So we wouldn't put YouTube on that iPad, but we would put some pretty okay things. That's their sitting iPad. And then we get another iPad, the very cool iPad. That one has their very, very, very favorite things on it. So as you can probably see where I'm going, they get the so-so iPad just for sitting, but as soon as they pee or poop in the toilet, the very cool iPad appears. So that's a way to differentiate. I strongly recommend the cases look quite different. Even the blue and green we have here might not be different enough if you can get one that's shaped like a sun or something like that. So they're just visibly really different. That can help too. But yeah, this is for those trainees who they truly, like, the iPad is so a part of their life that they expect it to be in their hand the moment they wake up, and they're basically holding it till they go to bed. This is a solution that can work for them. That being said, if that is the case for your trainee, if they're holding an iPad the entire day, we hope you're working on that elsewhere, right? Like, this is how to solve toilet training perhaps for that trainee, but we really, really hope you're working with a team who can help you to expand their activity repertoire, and get some non-iPad enjoyment out of life, right? But this is your solution for those people who are just iPad hooked. So you make one of them super, super cool, contingent only on peeing, and the other one is for just sitting on the toilet. I hope that makes sense. And then, I mean, later on when you're fading out reinforcers, the way you do it in this scenario is you slowly, once they're really good, they've got it, they've mastered toilet training, you're ready to start the reinforcement fade, as Pat and I have described. You would then kind of take some of the apps from the very cool iPad and start shifting them back onto the neutral one. So the very cool iPad kind of loses its power, its magnitude, right? And yeah, that's a good natural way to fade that one out. So they're not really looking for it anymore after they pee because the other one's cool too. So I hope that makes sense, and is probably something that I think is illuminating for some of you, given some of your questions. It could be a really helpful strategy. Okay, second iPad dilemma. And this is something that's also been asked in the chat, so we know it's an issue. So the trainee I'm working with hits me, yells, screams, cries, etc. when I take away the iPad after she's had it for a few minutes. So when you're thinking, like, again, people had this question, okay, I want to give it to her for like 5 or 10 minutes after a successful pee in the toilet, and then I want to take it away, but it leads to major problem behavior. What do I do, right? So I mean, the good news here is you have identified a potent reinforcer. A good sign that a reinforcer is really good is that the person really wants to continue to access it, right? So good for you, you got a good reinforcer. Now what do? You're painted into a corner. So here's a couple options for how that could play out. Did you know you can set a time limit for specific apps on the iPad? So here's a little rundown for you on how to stop unlimited access to the iPad, basically. So this is a, yeah.
This isn't in their handout.
Oh, this isn't in your handout, unfortunately. yeah, we'll post it and make sure that you're able to get that updated information, because we added this. It was a game time decision because we knew you might have this question. So yeah, if you head into on the iPad settings, accessibility, guided access, you're going to turn that on, and then you open an app that you want the person to be able to use for only a certain amount of time. So it's YouTube. I mean, most trainees, right? They love YouTube. People who like their iPads. It's what I find is most common. Sometimes there's another app or something that it's really special to them, but YouTube is, yeah, it's getting us through toilet training, one trainee at a time. People love YouTube. So you triple click the home button. In the lower left corner, you're going to tap options. And then the bottom option is time limit. You should see that on your iPad. You'd want to enable that and set the number of minutes you want them to use the app. Then you tap resume in the upper right corner and enter your iPad password, your passcode on the screen. The app will now play, but it's going to shut down automatically after the number of minutes you entered. And then to allow it to play again, you need to triple click the home button. So if the technique you're using on the iPad is guided access. So if you Google that, it's gonna explain how to do this procedure. But basically what you do is have that set and queued up. When the pee or poop happens, you hand over the iPad with the guided access set, and it's gonna stop on its own at the time limit you've set. So eliminating the power struggle of that is a good idea, right? It's not you, taking the iPad away. You haven't done anything. It just stopped working. And a lot of trainees that I work with, when it just stops working, they'll kind of hand it to you like, what's going on? And that's your opportunity to go, back to the toilet, or let's play something else, depending on where you're at in the training. But having it so, it's kind of a trick, right? Like having it so it's not you, the trainer, who said it had to stop can be, yeah, a subtle difference that really helps. Another thing is, right, you may need a behavior support plan here. If terminating a preferred activity, so something like ending use of the iPad, is a problem in toilet training, we're pretty sure it's a problem elsewhere too. Very, very high likelihood, right? So we think, a really good path from there would be to get some help. Some of the questions that we're noticing in the chat are things that, yes, this is an issue that comes up in toilet training, but it's probably a kind of global issue in life for the trainee. In that case, having the support of a behavior consultant or BCBA is fantastic if you can get it, right? You can have somebody who'd maybe do a functional assessment, create an individualized plan for your trainee about how to tackle that issue across different routines in their life, not just toileting. Because, yeah, I mean, it's challenging for Pat and I. We want to give you advice that's really going to help you. But sometimes, yeah, we're looking at toilet training, which is one piece of the trainee's life, and they've got a big life with a lot of things going on. So getting help is always a good idea, right? And looking at how these issues cross routines and situations in the trainee's life.